Hello, you guys. Hello, we are back, officially back for Unfiltered Tea with City and Cheryl. We just about to check our accounts right quick. Make sure that you guys can hear us and see us loud and clearly. You should be able to see us on Toya's Facebook page and my Facebook page and our YouTube. Let's look and see. Okay, so we are live on my end. Check your end and I'll check our YouTube, and we're gonna go ahead and get this party started. Are we good on your end, sis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. And we are good on our YouTube channel. So as you guys come in the room, come in the room. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from on tonight. We are back for another episode of Unfiltered Tea with City and Cheryl. And so you guys, we are super excited to be here on tonight. We missed last week, but guess what? We are here. We're back and we're live after 9. I was about to say after 5, but it's way after 5. It's after 9 o'clock, right? And so on tonight, you guys are super excited about the episode, the topic that we're going to talk about on tonight. That's right, Ms. Ava. Let's get this party started. Thank you so much for tuning us on tonight. And so, you guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Cheryl Mazik, and I help women to heal from trauma from the inside out. I do that with workbooks, online courses, events, community, all natural health and wellness products, and digital income, teaching ladies how to generate income online from their phone, right? And stop being a consumer and now starting to be a producer. And so I love to be able to help women to heal from the inside out. And it starts with doing the work. And that's who I am. That's what I do. And this is my beautiful sister over here. Toya, let the people know who you are and what you do, sis.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Thank y'all for tuning back in. Last week, your girl had some type of, I had cooties. I had a cold, lost my voice. And so I said, look, it was hard to breathe the week prior, but we are back. Voice not 100%, but I'm here. Again, my name is Latoya Citizen, aka Coach City. I am a 9 to 5 aspiring entrepreneur coach, helping aspiring entrepreneurs or that frustrated entrepreneur at a foundational level. What I do is I help people to understand that if you do not seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, all things will not be added unto you. You have to seek God first. And just helping them to get their debts in order. And I teach debt diet, helping you physical, mental, emotional, financial, spiritual aspect of where you may be in debt that's causing you to not be able to operate to your fullest potential. And if you are somebody that truly just doesn't even know how to, don't know what you were called to do and how to tap into purpose, I help you to tap into purpose, and we make sure that we operate in purpose, on purpose. That is my motto, and I show people forward fighting is 100% up to you. So that's who I am in this season of my life, evangelist. But the primary thing that I'm doing right now is coaching the 9 to 5 aspiring. So I'm going to help you establish and reestablish whatever you are
That's
working
right.
towards. That's
That's all
it.
right, y'all. So I love my sister, and I'm glad that she don't have the cooties no more, right? And so we want to keep the cooties away. So we want to make sure that we have our detox tea, right? All our health and wellness supplements. And this is our first sponsor of the night, you guys. It's our amazing GI tract cleanse, right? It's gonna cleanse your gut because your gut is your second brain. And so if you guys have not detoxed a day in your life and you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you need to detox, okay? And so you can get with Toya or you can get myself if you would like to try a new detox tea, or if somebody referred you to this episode, right? And they share this actual tea with you, make sure you get back with them, right? Get with the person that shared it with you. And so on tonight, you guys, we are excited because we're gonna talk about real life stuff, okay? Because that's what we are. It's about being real, authentic, and nothing is filtered here, okay? And so me and Toya, we was talking, and we was just talking about, like when you're on your healing journey, some people don't like the fact that you are healing, right? And so the topic is, y'all, why they miss the old you. What y'all think that is? Y'all put in the comments and tell me, what do y'all think that is when we say why they miss the old you? Hey Tiffany, hey Vanessa, hey Miss Vanessa, hey Donzel, hey you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. We're super excited to have you guys here on tonight. But if you guys can think about what that means, I want you to put it in the comments, okay? And then we're gonna talk about what that means when we say why they miss the old you, okay? So when you heal, right, people are used to the old version of you. They're used to that version that, hey, they can walk all over you. They're used to that version, hey, that never say no. You're willing to take everything on your plate. They used to that old version of, that the person that allowed anything and everything to happen to them because you didn't speak up to yourself, speak up for yourself, right? They're used to that old version of you that allowed them to use you, right? Or allow them to mistreat you, right? And so when you say no, they're like, what's going on? What you mean no? Right? And so when you are really trying to grow, you will have those people that get upset with you because you don't recognize that you are in a broken place and you are no longer in that broken place. And so it's more realer than what people think it is. That happens so often when people are really starting to heal and when people are starting to wake up and like, nah, player, you was using me. Nah, sister, no longer will I deal with that, right? So go ahead and chime in, sis. I see that smile coming on your face. Go ahead and chime in, my sister.
Oh, well, you don't want to get me cranked up. I'm like the
Yes,
Jack in
I
the
do.
Box.
Crank it on up. Crank it
You
on up.
crank me up,
Crank
I'm popping on out.
it on
So, yeah, you are absolutely correct. When you are, we were talking about this, and so this is really honestly, this is unfiltered because we just have random conversations, and then we go throughout the week, we talk about this stuff, just be random stuff. And I said, yeah, we talking about this because I'm trying to hold it in. Then we might be like, hey, text the topic, and then we forget what we were gonna talk about, and we remember, and then we go from there, and so it just flows. So we want to say that it is truly unfiltered. It's not anything scripted. It's just from real conversation that we felt that people would actually be able to benefit from. Because I feel like I be thinking the stuff that y'all want to say, and I
up.
say the stuff that y'all be thinking. So I just go ahead and say it. Because who's gonna check me? Um, but one of them things for sure, when you heal, it's a new version of you. When you start to establish boundaries, and I was looking at the comments, and Tiffany said because the old you may have allowed some things to go on that the new will not allow to happen. And that's very true. What happens is when you're in a broken state, a lot of times you may be broken, you're vulnerable, you may not be making good use of your time because you're in that season of where you may be mourning. I don't You may be in a state of confusion, you may be in a state of just loneliness, whatever it may be, into where you are not the best version of you. It doesn't mean that who you are and who you were in the past doesn't exist. It's just that person has just been suppressed for that particular season. And so some people are drawn to that version of you because now there's an opportunity for me to manipulate you.
That
People
part.
have a spirit of manipulation. And when
You
they
better
see
speak.
somebody that is not doing better than them, or in a place where they know that, hey, I can make you dependent on me, because now that gives me a sense of power, because there are some people that have power trips. And so when they get into that place of, now I have a puppet that I can make do whatever I want to do, because they can't see, how do you say, they can't see the forest for the trees. Now you're in that place. But for everything under the sun, there is a season. And the minute that you get your footing back and you start to wake up again and you start to realize, hey, it's a new day. I done got healed. I done went through this process. I done learned lessons. I've done some silent praying, and I called on the Lord, and He heard and He answered me. And so now I'm in a new place. Now they start making you think that, oh, you acting funny. Oh, that's what you're doing? Now you got a spirit of disobedience on you. Now you got a spirit of rebellion. No, I've always been this person. but I lost who I was. I lost my footing. And you took advantage of it because instead of trying to just help me, you felt like you would manipulate me. And that's what a lot of people do. I'm not gonna get cranked up just yet. I'll get to preaching on that, but that's what people do. They see that spirit when it's like kindred spirits. When you see people that you see messy people, they kind of tend to flock together. You see people that's all going through sadness, they all kind of come together and they trauma bond. And then you have those people where you may see somebody that appears to have something that you need, and they may have what you need in that season, but they take advantage of it, and now it turns into manipulation because hey, I can kind of impress myself on this individual because they can't truly see who I really am. You can't see the spirit of manipulation operate behind them because you're in a place of vulnerability and need. But when you get yourself back together again and you get your footing and you start recognizing you've been playing me, now they start to try to make you think that you're crazy or that you acting out of character or you out of alignment because they want to keep control of you. And in that spirit of control, you go from manipulation to control. So I'm gonna hand you back the mic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that goes to the phase of, sometimes you forget that you are worthy when you go to that broken place. But baby, when you heal, you like, I forgot I was that queen. I forgot I was that girl, right? And you have all the ability and all the strength to get up one day and say, I will no longer allow the things that I have allowed over the last 28 years of my life or the last 45 years of my life, right? I will no longer allow that because I know who I am. Because when you are
Come
in a
on.
broken state, when you are in a state of not recognizing who you are, right, you will allow anything. And people will run over you. People will take advantage of you, just like my sister Toya said, right? They will, because the thing is, when you're in that broken state, it's okay for them to stay in their broken state. But when you come into a healed version, it's going to test them to start to work on themselves because now you can see the flaws. Now
Yeah,
you
and
can see,
exposure.
yes, now you can see the mask behind the representative. Okay. And so it's okay for you to recognize that, hey, I might have been in a broken season. I might have been in a broken mindset. I might have been in a broken place, but God has given me the eyesight. He has pulled the wool off my eyes, right? And now I see, I see the people that are around me for why they are around me. You got to think about the people that's in your circle, right? The top 5 people in your circle. And do they bring value to your life? Do they bring deposits to your life? Or everything that they taken from you is withdrawals? So you have to really evaluate that. And you start to see when your eyes open, like this person was only here in my life because of what I can give to them or the opportunities that I can reach, help them get, right? Or, they with you for what you can do for them. And so you have to realize that you are worthy. You are very much worthy. And when you recognize that, you start to walk different. You start to talk different. You start to move different. I'll give it back to you, Toya.
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, you start to walk and talk different when you recognize who you are. It's like a great awakening. And like you were saying, it exposes when you start to feel and remember who you are, because God brings you out. Because again, for everything under the sun, there's a season. When the season starts to change and you've been really truly crying out to God, He's not gonna leave you in that broken place. You're not designed to stay in a broken place forever. Right? You're not designed to stay there. So when you come out of that place and you're able to see them for who they are, now, like you said, with when you were in that broken state, it allowed them to be in that same broken state as well. And they didn't have to heal because it's like now I'm the puppet master and I finally have someone that I can really control. I don't have to fix myself. But if you're the smartest person in the room, it's time for you to get some new friends. If nobody is growing, it's time for you to do something different. When you wake up and you start to see, hey, this person really ain't what I thought they were. They served their purpose for the time that I needed them, but now it's time to move on, and you can't get into the next level. And when you start, it doesn't mean that you have to be angry, but what causes them to be angry is the simple fact that, okay, you remember who you are, and now you want to move forward and you want to leave me behind. And they really could have done the work and been further along, and y'all could be doing this thing together. But because you wake up and behind the scenes, you might have been doing the work, you might have been calling on the Lord, and so then he propel you to another level. Now, because the last shall be made first, right? Now they're left behind. They're left behind, and I'm not gonna apologize for it because people don't realize. Greetings, Crystal. Greetings. I apologize for any season in my life. But when God moves me and certain people that may no longer be in my life or may not be called to this season of my life, I'm not apologizing for it. It's no hard feelings, but I got to go on to the next chapter of my life. And it is what it is. And I'm not listening to nobody trying to tell me that I'm not out of order or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and all these different things because that's a form of manipulation. Because if God tells you to do something, then that's what you do. That's what you do. He didn't tell me to stay broke and broken forever. No, that season served for me to learn a lesson so that way I never come here again. That season served for me to be able to minister to people in the future to say, listen, I've been through this, but I called the Lord. He heard and he answered me. I was going to the place where I was really shook up and broken. And yes, there were people in my life in this season of my life that helped me and they led me to be able to see something different. And so now I'm on this track of doing this. And I don't apologize for it. I don't apologize for it. But one thing I do know is once you start showing me who you are, Maya Angelou said it best. Dr. Maya Angelou said it best. When someone shows you who they are, believe
Yeah,
them. A
absolutely.
lot of times we wanna not believe people for who they are. We want to sit there and keep trying to figure it out and make excuses for people. Absolutely. Once that mask fall off your face, I'm gonna see it. It might surprise me. It might surprise me because I thought that you were this nurturing, kind person during that time that I was broken. But now that you start to see that I'm coming above water and I'm starting to be able to stand again because you prayed for me, because you encouraged me, because you showed me different things. And so now when I remember, it's going to remind you of who you are, like you just said. God will start to take you back, and that's been what I've been in my season of my life. God starts to take me back to remind me, Toya, you been that, you been that, was born that. You forgot about you forgot who you were along the way because of attachments. You
Mm-hmm.
forgot. And God started to remind me of the things that I have done in my life. And it's stuff that I hadn't remembered in years because I got with people that manipulated, people that masked that part of me in that season of my life. And so now that I'm coming into it, some people that's wrong with me now thinking I'm just coming into this, baby. I've been doing this. I've been doing this since I was 17 years old. Been doing this. But I'm just now getting the confidence, and I'm also getting into a place now where I'm truly rooted in God, where I got God first. And so, I'm not ashamed to tell people about that.
Mm-hmm.
So people that might have met me in a broken season, you can't think that that's all to my story. People that's coming on here right now, this ain't all to my story. And same thing for you. Don't get yourself caught up in a season. That season don't identify you. That
Mm-hmm.
season does not identify you. I'll hand it back over to you.
Absolutely. And this is the thing too, we have to realize like everybody cannot go where God is taking you. As you go to that next level, there are going to have some people that's going to fall off. And that's just the reality of it. I seen this on a video where a guy was talking about how the eagle is soars high and the crow tries to attach to the eagle. But see what the eagle does is the eagle continue to soar higher and higher and higher and higher because it goes to the altitudes where that crow cannot go. And so eventually the crow falls off. And so when you really elevate your thinking, you elevate your life. And when you really start to do the healing work, you're going to really start to see the people fall off. You really are, because they're either going to reform or retract, right? So reform means they're going to be like, okay, I like who she is. I like the woman that she's becoming, right? And that's going to make me want to do the work so that I can match up to this woman. Or either you're going to reform and you're going to go deal with people that allow the brokenness on the inside of you to be able to operate in the manner that you've been operating in, right? And so, um, and just because people may detached from you in a season, that doesn't mean that God is completely removing them out of your life, right? Because it could be where you are going to this next level so that you can help that person actually come out. But in that season, you got to leave them and then come back and get them. And then some people, that mean that no, I mean, you cut out for good because you were in that old season and I can't take you into the new season. And so we got to be willing to let people go. We want to hold on to those old things and hold on to those old people that's no longer serving us in this season. And so that's why prayer is so essential. Like my sister Toya said, you know, she ain't new to this, she true to this, right? And just doing things different with that level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the kingdom of God. And so, you know, their prayer life is strong. Asking God, is this person supposed to be in my life? But number one thing, and if they are, what's their purpose in my life? Like, don't be scared to have those conversations. Hey, Charlene, how are you, beautiful? Don't be scared to have those conversations, you guys, with your creator, because he's going to lead you in the right path. Because our flesh will keep us entangled, have entanglements, right, with the wrong people. Keep us still dancing with the devil. When God, like, I'm trying to loose you from this person, but you won't let him go. You just keep on holding on. You just keep on holding on. But he trying to loosen you off and trying to, knock that thing off of you, but you want to keep holding on to it. But we have to be willing to release and let go and continue to do the work no matter what it look like, no matter who fall off, no matter what they say, right? You have to be willing to be one with God and be like, okay, God, I understand that this is a season that I don't like. I don't like the pruning season, which we talked about there before. I don't like going through the fire. But hey, I gotta go through the fire so I can see the Judases that I may have that's attached to me. So that when I go to that next level, I won't have to experience that particular backstab in that next level. That I'll be able to see the people for who they are because my eyes are now open so that as I'm going to the next level, I can know what a leech look like. I can know what pouring out this blessing to this person look like because I'm giving the blessing based off of my feelings, right? Versus truly giving the blessing because God has told me to give the blessing. Okay? So I'm gonna give it back. I'm gonna give the floor back to you, sis.
You are 1000% on that. You know, I think some people, it, some of the experience that I have had with some of the encounters when people meet you in a low place or they meet you in a place where you don't know who you lose sight of who you are because somebody may have said something to you that planted a seed that made you back up and made you question who you are and question what you were called to do. You know, God called you and you know what God told you to do. But because you may not have been truly rooted in God and you didn't have a solid foundation, it allowed you to, like you say, kind of you be shaken up a bit. And now you confused, you're looking all over the place and you're looking for people that really help you. But because they see that you're in a vulnerable state, they leech on to you and they keep you in a place they call destiny killers,
Mm,
destiny robbers.
mm,
They attempt to rob you of your destiny. You see, when you have a light, people can see that. And when your spiritual eyes are not open and you're not in the right place again, like when you're not rooted in God, sometimes it's easy for the enemy to come in and to manipulate you. They see you for who you are because the enemy knows you. His job is to come. He's roaming the earth seeking whom he may devour. His job is to kill, steal, and destroy. So now you have these spiritual robbers and these destiny robbers. They come to rob you of your destiny because you're in a season where number one, fear. They struck you with a spirit. You got struck with a spirit of fear. So once that trauma and that fear sets in, the enemy can do whatever he want to do with you. But that's what happened with Job. I don't go back and forth with people in the Bible, but I will say this with Job, the thing that he feared the most came upon him. So when the Bible says that Job was a righteous man and he did nothing wrong, his friends wanted to know, what did you do? What did you do? Job did sin. You know what he did? This is a teaching moment for everybody. We're marketplace ministers. Job feared. The Bible says that the thing that he feared the most came upon him. And so, what happened when Job feared, it gave the enemy, watch what I'm telling you, it gave the enemy a legal right to tear him apart, to turn him every which way but loose. Because now the enemy had the right to tell the Lord, you got to lift his hands. Because see, when God said, have you tried my servant Job? See, this is what the Lord will say, have you tried? Put yourself in this. Have you tried my servant Latoya? Have you tried my servant Cheryl? So when you got fear in your heart, now the enemy got a right because he got something on you because that's not of God because God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but he gave you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. So when that spirit of fear crept in, now he got to lift that hedge because he's not a man and he should lie, neither the son of man and he should repent. And so when the devil come to the Lord with a case against you, he got I had no choice but to lift. I don't want to lift it, but I have to because you allow fear to creep in. You allow somebody to speak that into you and over your life. So now your life about to be turned upside down for a minute. I ain't gonna let him kill you, but you're gonna be in a place where you wish that you did die.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna wish it because you're gonna be going through all kinds of things. But he still blessed God. He still bless God. And that's what we do. We still be in a place where if you ever just been through life and life was life and then you hung on and you got your footing again, then you start to see people differently. See, Job got it all back because he prayed for his friends. So you bless those that spitefully use you, and God will curse those that curse you. You get back where you need to be, and you get your footing again, and then you can move forward. The problem with people, and the reason why they don't like you, they don't want you to find who you are again, because that means like now I got a different posture. See, for me now, I got a different posture. I walk with my head up, shoulders back, and I walk with authority. I walk like I own a room. I walk it like I talk it on purpose because I've been through some things.
You better tell
I've
it.
been through some things. I know what it looks like to be broken. I know what it feels like to be in a place where you just feel like all hope is gone. And and to look back and be like, dang, I can't, everything that I did, like, was it in vain? Like I went through all of this, and to have people that pour into you and that sow into you, but then when you get your posture back up, now they think there's something wrong with you and you acting brand new. No, I'm not. I got what I needed to get. I got what I need to get. People try to keep you bound. See, you don't go to a hospital to stay in the hospital, and you don't go to school to stay there unless you're special needs. Even the special needs kids, they graduate. You know what I'm saying? So some people they don't like that new version of you. You go to school, you get educated. The instructor teaches you whether you in high school or you in college. You get a diploma or a degree. That instructor's job is not to keep you in that place forever. You graduate and you go on. But if that instructor decided they just want to keep you in that place forever, that means that they're operating with a spirit of control and manipulation, trying to
Mm-hmm.
keep you in a place to not even think that, hey, I can go forth and do the things that I was taught. That's crazy. That's crazy. And when you start to really recognize that, you start to get away from those people. You be like,
Mm-hmm.
no, something ain't right with you. Because you don't even want me. You done taught me all the stuff to do. Mm-mm. That you're trying to put a spirit of fear on me, which is now gonna allow the enemy to do some things to me. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
happening. No,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't doing that in this season. Nope. It's time to posture up. It's time to posture up and let people fall. We'll let the chips fall where they may, right? We're not doing that this season. When you find out and remember who you are and you keep God first, you At that point, you will not let anybody ever come in your life or in your circle again and manipulate you, control you, and keep you in a bound place. We got work to do.
Hmm.
God called us to do something. We got time to people, and that's why they do what they do to you. That's why people don't want you to find out who you are sometimes. They miss that old version of you. They miss when you were broken. They miss when you didn't have a song to sing. They miss when you were just constantly doing for them because you felt like you didn't have nothing else to do. That was a season of my life where when I lost my family and everything, I didn't have nothing else to do. But that season has passed because I've gone through training, I've gone through things, and now it's the time for me to build my business again. And I had to go through a time of mourning. I lost my dad. I had to go through a time of grief. And
Hmm.
so people will look at that and be like, oh well, she just, yeah, she didn't lost it when them poor little toy. And then now you posture up, and now they think something wrong with you. Are you being cocky? Are you? No, 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 no. I'm confident in God. I'm confident in what He gave me. I'm confident that He didn't leave me nor forsake me, and that He allowed me a chance to really do what He called me to do in this season. And I got it right.
Hmm.
So, like I told you, don't crank me up. Don't crank me up. I be the preach the sermon out here. I don't want to do all that now. That y'all have to give me a collection plate, and we're gonna pass that plate around.
I'm
If
gonna
y'all ain't
crank
gonna
you.
do it, I'm trying to preach to y'all. Y'all better pass that plate.
Well, we're gonna pass the plate because you know what? I need you to go ahead and tell them about dumb kids grow up to be dumb adults, so they won't be in that place where they can get the mindset of where they can come out of that dumb thinking and start to elevate their thinking. Go ahead and put that plug in, sis.
Absolutely. I am the author of Dumb Kids Grow Up to Be Dumb Adults. Some people think that I'm talking and calling people dumb, and it's not the case at all. The acronym for dumb, D stands for delayed growth, the U stands for undervaluing purpose, M stands for mismanaging time, and B stands for blocking breakthroughs. And there's a lot of things that people go through without keeping the biblical principles intact, and they cause themselves to, again, delay their growth, undervalue purpose, mismanage their time, and they block their breakthroughs and their blessings because of it. You can get the book on Amazon. Dumb Kids Grow Up to Be Dumb Adults by Latoya Sherrill Citizen.
And she's gonna drop that link in the comments, okay? So make sure you get your link, sis, and drop it in the comments.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that.
So yeah, y'all. So the importance of just doing the work. It's just so important for you guys to do the work. If you feel like you've been in a place of stagnation in your life, if you feel like you've gotten to a stumbling block, it just feel like you don't know what to do next, then you need to do some healing. You need to start doing some work, right? And so if you want to start doing the work, you like, how do I start doing the work? You can grab my 3-day trauma reset intensive course. I'll put the link in it also. You can grab it out my bio, but I'll put the link into the comments. But it's going to help you start to do the work. Start to do the searching on the inside, right? And having that relationship with God. We're going to always turn y'all back to God because that's the thing. When we both were in broken states, that's the only thing that can get us out of that was going to God and having that relationship with God and not looking to people, not looking to the broken people, right? Because you a lot of times you're surrounded by other broken people, and those broken people can't help you because they in a broken state, right? They still trying to figure things out. They still keep running into stumbling blocks and trying to figure out how to come out of the stumbling block. And so you have to make a decision, right? To where you are going to actually say, you know what? I'm going to do the work. I'm ready to stop keep hitting these same walls because but believe me, you're gonna keep hitting those same walls. I kept hitting the same walls. I kept dating the same person in a different body because I was attracted to that same type of spirit, that same trauma, those trauma bonds. And so you have to make sure, y'all, like if you want to go to that next level of your life, you got to start doing the work. You got to start shedding the things off of you that is no longer serving you. And you got to do the work. And guess what? When you do the work, I'm not going to tell you that's easy. It's not easy to uncover the lies that you have told to yourself to cope, right? In the seasons that you've been in those broken seasons, you lied to yourself. You done told yourself so many lies, you believe the lies. And so now it's time to unpack that stuff and stop being the bag lady. Bag lady, you gonna hurt your back. Carrying all those bags like that. I don't care what you say, Toy. I can sing. Might not sound good to you, but I can sing. You're gonna become the bag lady, okay? All right. And so the bags, you're carrying all of those things, all of those seasons, all of those people that are no longer serving you. And so you got to be willing to do the work. And it starts with what? Acknowledgement. You got to acknowledge that something has happened to you, that something is still bothering you, that something is, that monkey is on your back. And you ready to take that monkey off of your back. Okay. And so until you take that monkey off your back, that monkey gonna keep riding you. Okay? Bubbles gonna keep riding you. All right? And so we don't want Bubbles to ride us. Okay? We need to let Bubbles go. Let him go and let God. If you a haters, baby, you know who Bubbles is. Let go and let God. And so it's time to let the trauma bonds go. It's time to let the people go, right? And sometimes you don't want them to go because those people could be those old childhood best friends. Those people can be your cousins that's been in your life forever. But those people are drowning you and stopping you from walking in what God has called you to walk in. And so sometimes it's hard to let people go. Hey, Brandy. Hey, B. Hey, B. That's one of our Eagle sisters. Hey, sis. Shout out to B in the comments. Sometimes you got to let people go and allow new people to come into your life, because new people will come into your life and they will help you soar to that next level. Like your connection of people is so important. Like our sister B. B is one of our Eagle sisters. That connection to B has just been so inspirational and instrumental to both me and Toya. Toya has been an inspiration to me, y'all. You know, and what she does. Dr. E has been an inspiration to me in what she does. And so you got to have the right circle of people around you. But when you are broken, you're going to have those people that's not in your life to help you, but to bring you down. So I'm going to let you go ahead and and have a B say add me. God, see you the link. Let me see you the link, girl. Oh, we
You
got a
are
special guest
absolutely,
coming on here. Let me find the link and send it to her. If it
you are
act right.
absolutely, you are absolutely true, and it's the truth. You can't. You have to let some people go. Like you, some people from high school, we don't remember some of them people, but and all they remember is what happened those years, and they will hold you to that standard. You've tried to go on and grow, but they stayed in that same spot, and so they expect you to stay there. They expect you to stay right there. There are people in real time in your life that don't want you to move past them. Your family members may say, "Oh, you acting brand new. Oh, you acting funny. Oh, you doing big things now." Absolutely. I am. I'm trying to better myself. So what is the problem? As long as I was broke like you, as long as I was depressed like you, as long as I was going through the same cycle over and over again like you, taking laps like an Israelite, uh, it's okay. You know, some people really do like you when you are broken.
Mhm.
They like that version. They like when you starting and stopping because you have a depressed spirit over you. And some of them, they love for you to tell me. Let me tell y'all something. This is what I'm gonna tell y'all. Be quiet. Be quiet. I'm not telling you what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna show you where I've been, baby. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, where I've been. I'm not telling you nothing about what I'm trying to do. I don't stop asking people for permission to grow. Stop talking to the devil because that spirit on the inside of them, if they not healed, if they haven't gotten to a place where they're doing something new, that spirit now is going to start to say, "You sure you want to do that? You sure you should be doing that?"
Mhm.
They drop a seed and they sow a seed of discord. They drop a seed of discouragement, and now you in that same place. Now you wondering, I wonder if I really heard the Lord say this. I wonder if God really. I mean, I know I heard the Lord, but then my mama or my dad said, you know, People ain't making no money doing that. Are you sure you could get on that? You sure you should go there? You sure you should move there? You heard the Lord tell you something. But because you go and run your mouth talking to people that ain't been healed, ain't done the work, and ain't willing to do the work, now you gonna stay right there, broke, busted, and disgusted with them. Let them people go. Stop talking to people. Talk to the Lord. I'm done with that. And the people that I talk to in the season of my life, they are people that I know gonna pray with me and not against me. They're people that's gonna pray for me and not pray on me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't tell everybody what I'm doing in this next season. You got to be mindful of who you say things to because people will enjoy and they do enjoy you being in a place when you don't have. Let you not have a car and then you get one. Watch how all of a sudden you start getting scratches on your car from them same people that's mad at you. Not now all of a sudden, or you start losing things. You get you a place, you've been living with somebody, or you've been going from pillar to post, trying to get yourself together. And the minute that you get yourself together and you testify to the goodness of God, now they mad with you. Oh, you think you all that because you got a car? You think you all that because you got a place? Or you think you all that because you traveling? And that spirit of jealousy and envy is real. And then they start talking about you, and now you start to feel like, man, I'm by myself now because maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I am doing too much. Maybe I wasn't called to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I should have never even tried.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want. But baby, put on some shades, honey, because I'm coming out. Coming out. I'm coming out, honey.
You
Because
better
that season
tell
of
it.
broken, that season of being in a place of being despondent, that season of being in a place of sadness and loneliness, that it's over. For everything under the sun is a season. I've learned to be quiet and disconnect, and anybody that falls out of my life, I'm not looking for you. I'm not looking for you. I'm not trying to and wondering where you went. I'm not wondering what happened. You fall back, baby. I'm gonna fall back even further. I'm good. I'm good because people do not want to see you succeed. I'm not gonna say everybody. You got to get around the right people. My grandfather said years ago, you should be able to count your friends on one hand and sometimes one finger.
You better
And when
tell
I
it.
was younger, I didn't understand that. He said you should be able to count your friends on one hand and sometimes one finger. And when you really think about that, most of us only have truly a handful of friends, and you have just one person. Most of the time, you got maybe one to two solid people that you can tell what you're going through. And they're not gonna tell nobody else about your story. They're not gonna talk about you, and they're gonna pray you through it. They're gonna push you through it. They're gonna coach you through it. They're gonna be like, "All right, look, you got your moment. Go through it, but don't stay there. Have your moment, but don't stay there, sis. Have your moment, bro, but don't stay there." That's the people that you want to be around, not people like be like, "Girl, I told you. I knew that wasn't gonna work. I don't even know why you tried it anyway. I don't even know why you did all that." Somebody like that in your life, get rid of them ASAP. Get
File
rid of them.
13 real quick.
Yes, detach yourself. Detach yourself. It is the season of healing. And when you are healed, you see people for who they are, believe them. Ask God to remove the scales from your eyes. And some of the people that you see, you're going to be like, wow. You might even be sleeping with the enemy, baby. You might be sleeping with your biggest hater. You might be worshiping with people that don't want you to succeed. You might be at work with people that truly hate you and want you to fail. That you might be talking to family members it could be your mom, it could be your daddy, it could be your sister or your brother. Because that spirit of jealousy and envy is real. People don't want to do the work. They want you to carry them through. And then when it look like you might be trying to get two steps ahead of them, here they go with that crab in the bucket mentality, ready to pull you back. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. People think, but I'm bold enough to say it because I'm tired of it. And so now you just go forth and you just let people watch you. And
Mhm.
eventually you're gonna get so far ahead of them, they won't even be able to see you. They won't be able to see you because you have gone so far ahead, you won't even remember. You won't even hear the chatter anymore because just like the eagle continues to fly higher and higher. I don't peck with chickens. I don't peck with chickens.
Better tell it.
I ain't never been a bald head scallywag and had no hair in the back. gelled up and weaved up. Ain't never been
Whoop,
that.
whoop.
Don't,
Chicken,
and
chicken,
I'm not a chicken head. I don't
head.
play chicken.
Whoop, whoop.
The crow is the only thing that comes close enough to getting on their back, but the eagle still is unbothered. It's gonna fly so high that that crow gonna lose oxygen and it's gonna continue to soar. The only time the eagle coming down is to get their food and going right back up. And they've already scoped what they're trying to get. Scope what you're trying to get it and keep it moving. We're not pecking in this season. I hand it
Mhm.
back to you.
Gotcha. And so as we close this thing out, I'm going to just touch bases on what Mr. Bryan said on the screen. He said the family members are the most ones slight
And that's
dislike
my
in your
cousin. Let me shout out to my cousin Brian.
life.
That's my
Shout
cousin.
out
Thank
to
you for tuning in.
right.
Thank y'all for everybody tuning in. I see Beaches and Chicken Head. We got Tiff
Yes.
on here. I got my boy Jordan on there. We shouting everybody out. Who else we got on here? We got Miss
You know,
Alva.
Mr.
We
Nick,
got
I'm gonna have
Crystal,
to.
Tiffany.
That's what's up. But no, with the family members, a lot of times family members, they wanna get where you are, and they too jealous and too stubborn and too set in their own ways to just ask the question, hey, cuz, what you did to get what you got? What did you do to get what you got? I like that in a genuine way. And if people would come to you and ask you, how did you get that? Most of the time, that person will tell you how they got that. But the thing is, they're not willing to do the work that you did to get where you are because they set in their old
Absolutely.
ways.
Mm-hmm.
They set in their old mindset. Oh Lord. Well, I'm glad they had to put that in there because that made me think about what you call. But they set in their own ways, right? To where they're not gonna move outside of what they see, where they are, where they live. They're gonna be in that same place where they've been at for the last 20 or 30 years, complaining about the same stuff they've been complaining about for the last 20 and 30 years because they are stuck in brokenness. And they've lived there for so long, they don't know how to get out of that place. And they mad at you because you did. They
You
mad
know
at you
what?
because you did. Go ahead, sis.
Like you just were saying, some people also have a spirit of competition. Like you just said, they won't ask you. It's enough for everybody. It's enough for everybody. Just like when I coach y'all. Like I said, if everybody in the room, and I'm gonna just use this analogy, I'm gonna just use t-shirts because I print t-shirts. If everybody in my house, let's say I had 10 people in here visiting right now at the table, and we all around the table, and they all want to start their own t-shirt business, right? And they say, Toya, you've been doing t-shirts. I've been doing t-shirts since the year 2002. Okay, literally. So how did you do this? How you come up with this? Some people will be so stubborn they don't want to share the information, and then there'll be some that I don't want to ask her no questions because yeah, I know she done made some money, but I'm not asking her. I'm gonna go around her and I'm gonna find somebody else that's gonna help me. But there's no need to compete because guess what? We don't all service the same people. We don't have the same friends. We don't have the same clientele. We can all learn from one another. But a spirit of competition, the spirit of jealousy, the spirit of envy, and the spirit of pride keep you in a place where you won't ask questions, you won't encourage, you won't say, "Hey, how did you get there? How you doing this?" Now, shame on you if you act like you can't tell if you want to be a gatekeeper, because you can't do everything. But again, if they keep their mouth into a place where they don't want to talk to you and ask you how you did it, sometimes people don't even realize, look, I'm just getting my head above water. You don't know what I had to go through to obtain, and you don't know what I'm going through to maintain. But all you see is it look like I'm doing something a little bit better than you, and you don't like it. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm going through. You don't know what my current bill status is. You don't know what my current health status is. You don't know the late nights and the early mornings. You don't know the tears that are cried. You don't know the prayers that are prayed. You don't know the fasting that it takes to
Mm-hmm.
do and to even get just to right here. And we can all work together so much better if people didn't operate with those spirits that tend to control them. And
Mhm.
it's like it's a shame because sometimes for me, I hate to even say that God bless me with something because I'm like, golly, you can't even say God bless you because people be like, now you're leeching or you're mad that I'm doing something different. Would you prefer me have been in a place where I was depressed, where I was in darkness, where I was pulled back and retracted, where you didn't know what I was doing. My social media page, I showed stuff every now and again, and it was nothing but sadness. It didn't have no light to it. But now that you got a little light, now that you see that God blessed me to go on a trip, that you see that somebody might have said, you know what, Toya, I see you done been through it. Let me bless you with a trip. They see it as, oh, she paying for trips. She out there doing her thing. Don't even know how you got blessed. And God pulled you out of something.
Mhm.
It's just crazy. You shouldn't even have to explain yourself. I'm not in the season anymore of explaining myself to nobody. I don't have
Mhm.
to explain nothing to you. You just gonna see what I'm doing. I'm not explaining anything in this season.
Mhm.
You gonna see whatever you see and whatever you think. That's what it is, honey. That's
Mhm.
what it is.
And is. And is. So we about to get ready to close it out. So what I would say, you guys, you got to evaluate your circle. Okay? And you better evaluate it quick, fast, in a hurry. Because you want to be able to be attached to those that are going to the next level and not those that has a mindset to stay where they are. Okay? And so I just want to encourage you guys to know that change is possible. Change is possible. And you can do the work, but you got to make the decision to do the work, right? You have to make the decision to say, okay, I'm going to get uncomfortable in this season so I can be comfortable for the rest of my life and be okay with people talking about you, because people going to talk about you no matter what you're doing. I said this to my clients to my team tonight on our team call. I said, do what God, I can walk in my authority that I walk in, right? Unapologetically, because I know who I am. And people are going to talk about you no matter what. Whether you're doing something good, whether you're doing something bad, whether you're saving lives or killing the children, right? They're going to talk about you either way. Give them something to talk about. Give them something to be at home. Girl, you know Cheryl was over here doing that. Yep, surely was. I'm doing something to change my life, but what I am doing, I am walking in my true, authentic self. I am walking in my purpose because at the end of the day, the person that's chatting over here and the person that's chatting over there, when I am standing before my creator, I can't use them as an excuse for not walking what God has called me to walk in because I am held accountable for my actions. And so I am going to do what God has called me to do, no matter who like it, because it's all based off of what God say. I want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. I'll let you go
And
ahead and close out,
did you
sis.
take your gift and bury it because you were scared of
Hmm,
what everybody else was gonna do, or did you multiply it?
that part.
Did you take the gift that God gave you and bury it, or did you multiply it? Did you get out there with other people that could help you get to another level? Did you seek people? Did you seek wise counsel? Did you come out of that place of being of in brokenness and depression and sadness and hiding and thinking that you can't give what you have is not valuable?
Hmm.
God created us to multiply. He created us to be fruitful and multiply. And that's in every area of our life, to be fruitful and to multiply, not to stay in a stagnant, delayed place. And shout out to Brian too. I see he's gonna go live abroad as well. And Brandon was saying as far as people will go and pay someone else for the knowledge. They won't talk to you and they won't pay you, but they'll pay somebody else for it. You know, this is a season I just encourage everyone as we wrap this up. It's okay. It's truly okay to grow. It's okay to heal and it's okay to let people go. Whoever falls off, they just fall off and just know that as B1 said, everybody can't go. And you got to be okay with that. We can't try to hold our fingernails and grip so tight into people that was never designed to go. They can't get us to the next level. It doesn't mean that you don't love these people. It doesn't mean that you can't even come back for these people.
Mhm.
But like you said, bag lady, you're gonna hurt your back dragging all them bags like that. See what bags do, and it's just like in any area of your life, when if you're in the military and you're running and it's two of y'all running together and your person get injured, you trying to get to the finish line, you cannot carry that dead weight. Dead weight is gonna weigh you down. That dead weight will get you tripped up. That dead weight will get you caught up and get you killed. So you can't do that. You gotta drop it, let it go, and keep running and don't look back. Cause see, a lot of times what happens is when people look back, see you running, you running full speed. The reason why people get caught up and they get hurt is because they look back. And when they look back, just like Lot's wife did, but when they look back, now you lose your footing. You lost focus. You was running this way and you had it. But now you look this way and you don't see that there's a hurdle right here that you run right into. You don't see that there's something coming this way that's gonna hit you, and you didn't see it. You could have avoided it, or jumped over it, or whatever it may have been, had you not turned around to look for the people that you was meant to leave behind. Drop the dead weight. It doesn't matter who it is. Because as long as you keep hanging on and carrying unnecessary baggage, bags that you were not designed to carry, you will never move forward in what God has called you to do. And like she said, when you go before our Creator, because there's only one true living God, when you stand before Him, He's not going to say, you can't stand before Him and say, I didn't do what you told me to do because such and such said I couldn't, and then such and such said that I shouldn't. Such and such said that I needed to stay right here because I wasn't called to do that. And that's not what that's not what you told him that I should do. But I know you told me that I should do it, but I didn't. No, he gonna say, "Depart from me, for I never
Mhm.
knew you." But if you operate in what God has called you to do, and don't let nobody tell you what you're not supposed to do, they miss the old version of you. Because when you are healed, you are whole, and you are delivered, your posture changes. You start to see things differently. You hear things differently. And see, now I see you and I hear you and I see you. And I may not say anything to you, but you're gonna see that I know. You're gonna feel it. Because my absence and my silence has an echo. I ain't gotta say nothing to you. My silence has an echo. Because when you start arguing with people, then that takes too much unnecessary energy. I don't need you to justify nothing. I see you for who you are. That's why they missed that old version of you, the old version of you that was still begging them and trying to figure out, well, why we can't, why I'm just trying to get us all to be on this. Absolutely not. I'm gonna tell you one time. I might even grace you with two times, just for the sake that you may not have understood me the first time, and you may need some clarity on what I'm actually doing. But after that, chasing people and talking to people and going through the same old he on back and forth, up and down, absolutely not. And that's the version of me that people don't like. They like when I was going through, when I was sad, when I was lonely, when I was grieving. And now that the season has changed and it's time for me to build now, I see the difference even when I post now. When I post sadness, everybody on the page post gonna say something. Post my business, guess what? It's crickets. Because you think I'm doing something. I'm just building. I'm being obedient. I'm being consistent because me building and me being consistent gonna help me to be able to get the people that I love, like, and trust to another level based on my obedience. But that spirit, even in some people, won't even allow them to like and to love what you posting and what you doing because it look like you might be doing something a little bit better than them, not even realizing that you got them in mind. So keep going. I tell myself, keep going, hold your head up, keep going. It don't matter if you get one like or you get 1,000 likes, because the only like that I will ever need in this world is from Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
That right there in itself gonna shut everybody down. That's all I got. We done.
And that's all we got for tonight, you guys. So if this episode has blessed you guys in any way, well, Jesus, I'm getting tongue twisted. Any way, shape, form, or fashion, press a one in the comments. And please, 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 if you have not liked our YouTube channel and followed us on YouTube. I have put the link in my live and Toya's live. It's not a hyperlink in Toya's live because that's Toya's live. It's not gonna let me do a hyperlink. But you can copy and paste it. Go subscribe to our channel and like the live, and make sure you share it with somebody. Somebody may need to hear this on tonight. Share it in your story, share it on your page. We appreciate each and every person that show up to this live that we do on Sunday nights at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are doing it on our Facebook pages while we build our YouTube channel where the live will be hosted at. And so make sure that you following both Toya and myself. Toya will be going live on her platform on tomorrow. Drop what time is it tomorrow, sis?
9:30.
At 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll be back live in the morning o'clock. In the morning o'clock. What the hell is morning o'clock?
New time. That's new. That's new. Y'all catch on to that new o'clock, morning o'clock. That's what it is.
In the
Good.
morning at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, and I will be live on my platform. We would love for you guys to join us and support us and get whatever it is that we are giving. So this is it. It is building season, like my sister Toya said, and it's a season for you to build whatever it is that God has placed on the inside of you to build. Do not reform. Do not retract. Heal if you need to get the healing, and go build it, because the people will come. All right, that's all we got for you guys. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.